A lot of people might brush it out and say, like, is this even a debate topic? Like, this
No,
is a
in Korea,
no-brainer.
it's so common.
It's so common and
Like, it's
so
the
prevalent.
biggest thing.
Yeah, it
like
is the
with
biggest
the girl
thing.
crying because this dude
Yeah.
went hiking with me. This guy saying you're gonna get raped if you let a
Right.
guy college friend stay over. Like the West, for example, they have my guy best friend, and then they're just like they're always like hugging
Yeah.
each other and like very touchy
If
feely.
that happened in a Korean couple group, the
If you were to drink with David one-on-one at night, would
I
you?
knew
are
this.
you gonna like?
I knew this
are
was
you-
coming.
Okay, what if like your girlfriend had like a 친한 오빠 and then you were like 으이구 막 이렇게 했었어요.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't
then I would fight that dude.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
Like,
just like
who the fuck are you to touch my
Ooh,
girlfriend's
like-
hair? Bringing Korea one slice closer to the world with extraordinary and fun toppings. Welcome to the Korean Pizza Club KPC podcast. I'm your host David, and we have our regulars today again. Do the intros.
We're gonna do intros. I don't think we need introductions now,
That's
right?
very short ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she wants to
Okay,
plug in
start with
now.
Anna.
Do it.
Of course he knows.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Anna. I'm a YouTuber and I also own nalvashop.com. And also, it was my birthday today. And
Yay!
just before we started doing this, they got me a cake and we did a happy birthday. So thank you.
Happy birthday
Thank
to
you, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, we're a cool team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Soobin. I also do YouTube as well.
Hi, I run a channel called Kelsey the Korean where I make fun and informative videos about Korea.
Okay.
Are you sleepy, Kelsey? What?
Kelsey, you
What's up?
said it with no enthusiasm whatsoever.
The most
I
monotonous.
feel- yeah.
Yeah.
And people get freaked out when Kelsey is like,
many times.
I
yeah, when
know.
Kelsey is like down, like people are freaked out.
Yeah, these days I'm like even asexual, which is very not like me.
Yeah, when
Any-
she's calm, people are like, Kelsey's
What's
so
wrong?
calm.
Yeah, what's wrong?
I remember.
I
Okay.
was ran by my libido and now it's gone. So I have no energy.
Okay, what a way to start. Yeah. Okay.
True.
Anna, since it's your birthday, I want to ask, how do you feel to be 30?
I am not 30, first of
You're
all.
like in the blink of an eye, you'll be 30.
How old are you, David?
I don't know. I'm 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
the
30
oldest
something.
here.
I'm 30. Yeah.
Oldest here. I just turned 29.
So in 1 year, you'll be 30. How
Yeah,
do you
next
feel?
year,
Yeah.
this time next year,
David's
I'll
so
be 30.
positive.
Mm.
What? Did you have a freak out when you turned 30?
Kind of.
Did you?
Internally,
You had a
yeah.
crisis?
Yeah, 그냥 like on the surface, it's perfectly fine. But
Yeah.
like one random day before you sleep, you think, oh, shit, I'm 30. What the?
I know.
It comes. Yeah,
It
it comes at
comes.
you. You'll
Yeah.
understand.
I
me.
remember being 19 and then about to turn 20, and I was like, oh my God, I'm turning 20. Oh my God.
Yeah, because all the pressure comes like, oh, do I have to marry someone? Is my job stable? Is my
my
money
God.
ready?
Yeah.
So
Like,
how's your love life going, David?
okay, so today's topic is can you truly have a male or female friend?
Mm.
Yeah, this is the eternal debate in Korea that's been going on for
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a century,
yeah,
I think,
yeah.
decades. Koreans say no
Mhm.
to that mostly.
Mm.
I've got a statistic as usual. According to a survey conducted by 여기 어때? Very
Ooh,
credible
oh, yeah.
source. Right? It's the most credible source on these kind of topics.
Explain
Right?
what it is.
It's a motel app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you book love motels.
It's for couples, to
Yeah.
find places to boom.
No
boom.
wonder it conducts this kind of survey. The results are going to be positive to
That's
them.
so funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, so 55% of men and 39% of women said friendship cannot exist between men and women.
That's so sad.
Period.
It's interesting that
The
more
guys-
guys said that it doesn't
Yeah.
exist
That's-
because they
that's-
know themselves.
Uh-huh.
That too.
I definitely get that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whereas girls are like, we can be friends, but
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
are like,
yeah,
no, we
yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was like real research, but unofficial sources on internet communities, approximately 60 to 70% say that the two cannot be friends.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's really big.
Yeah. So they did their own poll stuff on the internet, and like 70% say like, no, we can't be friends. And it's not like in like you guys get it. Like it's not in like friendly terms. It's like, men and women cannot avoid being what do you call it?
Sexually attracted.
Attracted to each other, or
Yeah.
like it's bound.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen down the line.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
There's always a possibility.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And this notion is what leads to numerous fights among couples in
Oh,
Korea.
Yeah.
Because the reason is like either the girlfriend or boyfriend is like, you can't have a girlfriend or like
Yeah.
a male friend,
Yeah.
and
What's
vice
that
versa.
voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, before we go on, I scrapped some comments from online communities.
Oh, fun.
These are
so
going to
fun.
be
Okay.
super spicy
Read them.
and
I love
controversial.
spicy.
Okay, so react to them and see if you agree to
Okay,
each of these
okay.
comments. So first one is, as long as the night and alcohol exist, there's no such thing as friends between men and women.
Disagree.
Disagree?
First of all, it's still heteronormative.
Okay, Kelsey.
Hetero what?
Well, for today's topic, we're going to be heteronormative, okay? Like the premise in
Okay.
Korea is
Well, as a
heteronormative.
Gen Z, I don't agree. But I it's like, why does everyone think that if you have a vagina and then if you have a penis and then you drink at night together, you're gonna end up having sex? I
No,
don't
I mean,
agree.
I mean,
That's what
yeah,
it's saying.
Okay, what do you think?
Okay, wait, Anna, go first. Did you answer yet?
I mean, I kind of understand where,
Where
it's coming from.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I mean,
but
would
also-
you, if you were to drink with David one-on-one at night, would
I
you?
knew
Are
this.
you gonna like?
I knew this
are
was
you-
coming,
and,
and I
like,
want to
there's
set it
something
here.
gonna happen.
Let's not get into this.
Yeah.
also
And
today.
I have many guy friends, like I said, but I don't think it depends on the alcohol necessarily. It really depends on just you
Yeah.
as the person, whether you can control your
Yeah,
urges.
your boundaries.
Oh.
And I
It
also
seriously
think it
depends on the
Wait.
person.
It depends if you have
And the
like
other
a girlfriend
person.
or a boyfriend too. It
Yeah,
totally changes if you have a girlfriend.
Like
or
let's
significant
assume
other.
that you're
You're
not
both
in a
single?
relationship.
Okay,
you're
if
both
you're
single.
Guy and a girl both single and they just alone and they drink alcohol.
In a confined room.
And then why a confined room?
They could be in a Han River.
Okay, like next to the Han River or a beach.
Yeah, I've done that many
Yeah,
times.
nothing's gonna happen.
Many times.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
They're
feel
just
like
friends.
a lot of the time, usually one party, usually the
Is
guy is
interested.
suppressing his feelings,
Exactly.
Right.
emotions, his urges,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then the girl obviously is not wanting to do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think there is a possibility something could happen
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
that kind of circumstance.
And I know this is coming from experience, right, Anna?
And,
Have I ever hooked up with friends? No, I
No,
don't
you
think.
didn't hook up. I've heard an episode from you about a person
Trying
that we
to.
cannot name, but that has.
I feel like
Who?
it's such a common thing of the girls getting girlfriend zoned and then not liking it, and then the guys getting friend zoned
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
not liking it. It's like a constant battle.
I mean, the girls know usually if a guy is interested, and we're just like, we do friend zone them. So
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think that's where we can figure out, like, oh, the friend zone. And then it's like, oh, no, we're not going to do it.
Like
you
just
know
as
in your
guys,
head.
I hate being friend zoned. Girls also hate being girlfriend zoned, where we're
Yeah.
just friends, and then they start seeing you as like a potential partner. It's
Mhm.
Okay, so let's set a scenario. You guys are like besties, boyfriend, girlfriend,
Mhm.
and you guys are drinking until like 2 a.m. in the morning,
Mhm.
and you've drunk like 3 bottles of soju,
Mhm.
and you're getting into like racy subjects and stuff.
Mhm.
And the guy suddenly initiates his move. Like he suddenly like grabs your hand or something.
ew. If he's my friend, then it's so weird. It's
But
like having
he's
incest.
suddenly
It's like
setting the
incest.
mood. He suddenly sets the mood.
It's like my brother. No, for me.
Yeah,
no.
but Kelsey, what if your libido at that time is like on an all-time high?
Okay, listen.
Stop.
If he's
Sky
my friend
high.
and he's been my friend for a long time, he usually has a lot of mutual friends with me. So that is
Yeah,
like,
but okay,
no.
you've had 3 bottles of soju. Your inhibitions and your mind processes are not exactly the same.
and he will say, "What happens tonight is all."
Ew. Confidential.
Cringe.
Oh.
No.
Okay. Next comment then. Next comment. Very firm on this, I guess. There are only 2 ways for this to not be possible. If one person is either super ugly or other person is gay.
I was gonna say this. So one of my guy friends was saying, like, if they don't find a person like as attractive, they can really be like girl.
여사친, yeah.
여사친. Yeah, like
Same.
this is like
That's
a
sad,
fleeting.
though.
I know, it's so sad, but like,
But even they people say this, but like imagine if like there were like a guy and a girl left on a deserted
Yeah.
island, and this is like the end of the world. It's
Yeah.
just the 2 of them.
Why are
Yeah,
you
yeah.
always on a deserted island? I feel like
situation.
I'm always like, yeah, worst case scenario. But if just the 2 of them left together and there's nobody else left on the planet, even if they found each other not attractive, still something could happen.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
also
you
think
never
it
know.
comes with personality too. Even though someone's so good, I have a lot of good-looking like guy friends, but I'm like,
Oh.
I would
She does.
never because their personality is not something that it's somebody that I want to date, So I know that they're just gonna be friends.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but I think I don't know. Maybe for guys, it might be a little different if they're like totally attractive. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it kind of like washes that out or something.
Well, I don't know. I have friends that are guys that are like, oh, I'm attracted to a girl from her looks, but I wouldn't like put my dick in her because the personality is like, no. And I respect them for that. They're not just thinking with their dick. It's like, I clap.
Yeah.
Don't make that sound, please.
What? I'm respecting that.
Yeah, but Soobin, what if one of your attractive friends, like it's a mistake, okay? It just happened. It's like hormones, it's the mood.
Yeah.
He suddenly like slowly gets closer to you and tries to like give you a kiss or something. What would happen afterwards? Would you like you would swerve and you would say it's okay, things can happen like that, or would you be like, ew, what are you doing? You're not my friend anymore.
I'll just be like, oh, 뭐야? I'll just be like, oh, what are you doing?
And it becomes awkward, and then afterwards,
no, I mean, I would just be like,
you'll make fun of him.
Yeah, I'll just be like, what the heck?
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I'll just make fun of him.
Okay, what about you, Anna? What if that happened to you? Like one of your friends were like suddenly trying to approach you in a romantic way.
I mean, seriously, if I have a boyfriend, then obviously I'll be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah,
like, get really mad.
Of course.
If I'm just single and he tries, I'm just like, okay, yeah.
Oh, also
okay.
another...
No, but like, okay.
Okay, what?
No.
Elaborate, please.
I said, okay, like I understand why it happened because it's like you have this like attractive girl in front of you.
So it boosts your self-esteem.
So I'm just like, I understand, but don't do it again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, something that I want to say too is, you know how sometimes if you have like a girlfriend or like a boyfriend, sometimes if the girlfriend thinks like your best friend is like ugly, they're not like intimidated. So if you know what I mean, like if you have like a ugly girl best friend, then if I were to usually,
I'm not understanding what
so much. If he had like an ugly girl best friend, if I were to usually get mad about like 여사친 and those type of situations, but like sometimes a lot of
she's not a threat.
Yeah, like if girls don't think it's like a threat, then they think it's okay too. Because I know a lot of people like that. They have to see how the person looks like first, and then they can make a judgment if they want their boyfriend to hang out with them or not. I'm not saying that's me. I'm just saying
I know.
that
This might sound mean, but this is human nature. Let's be honest here. You know,
but we act all sophisticated, but we're not that far from
like
bonobos.
People judge on appearances and stuff.
But there have been cases like in Hollywood, like, you know, top actresses and actors like marry couples, and then the guy has like an affair with like the maid or the nanny, and she's like nowhere near as good looking as the. So like guys can it just can happen just like randomly.
It is because like this is a very fucked up saying, but they say like for the guy, the most attractive female is the new person.
New female.
Yeah.
It's a really.
So it doesn't necessarily matter what she looks like.
Yeah. But anyways, okay. But looks do matter in these dynamics as well. So like if one person is super, you know, unattractive, then it might happen. I agree to that as well.
Yeah.
And
but David, you have female friends.
Let's not get into that. Please. I have 3 female friends here. Like I know what kind of position I'm gonna be put on. Like it's but like it was funny because like after reading this comment, there are only 2 ways for it to be possible. If one person is super ugly or either gay, it's possible to be friends. But then the best comment was, if both of the people are ugly, it can happen. That was so
then it's not about being ugly or what. It's about how many options you have, and then you make your choice based on that.
Interesting, yes. More logical.
But I honestly really think it just depends on the person's like own self-control and like whether you want to make this happen or not.
And they're also not counting the personality, because guys and girls both, if they're not compatible personality wise, they will often choose to actually have that self-control, not get into that situation.
Right. And we have another comment. This is actually an episode from Running Man, the major TV show. And this was actually like publicly debated on TV. So one guy called Chuje, he's pretty hot nowadays.
Right, he's a model.
Yeah, he claimed that men and women can never be friends. And
he's a boomer.
His logic, his standard for a man and woman to be true friends is you have to be able to shower together, and nothing has to happen.
I wouldn't even shower with my female friends.
No, it's like you are put into that situation. You are having a shower together, and nothing has to happen, and then you are true friends.
It will just traumatize me if anything.
Why would I kind of understand?
I know what he's getting at though. Yeah.
What is he getting at?
But
Anna.
Like again,
it's self-control.
It comes down to self-control.
But you guys are that horny. If you were suddenly put in a bathroom with a friend that's an opposite sex, something would happen suddenly.
Okay, so
I really don't think it will happen.
I will not like. I'm not trying to defend or anything, but to get into anatomy, like chemistry, what a guy thinks and controls is different with his body.
Yeah.
Okay, so there might be natural
Of course,
reactions.
that's going to happen. If you see a naked girl in front of you, like it will happen.
Yes, it's different.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. But he claims that shouldn't even happen either.
Okay, well, I don't know about males.
Control your body functions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, whatever for him. Okay.
That's actually really interesting, though. I find that very funny. I feel like some people might change their mind on that type of question.
But don't guys get a boner from like the bus?
Randomest stuff.
Like bus like vibrating and stuff.
Answer, David.
Don't ask me. Okay. Like yeah. Okay. Next comment is. Friendship is a mere illusion. It may exist for a while, but it's only a matter of time.
No, I really don't think this is all right. You can, I think you can, two human beings, whether it's a guy and a female, like whatever, you can just have genuine like tongue and like you look out for each other.
Tongue?
You do nice stuff for each other. Like that's friendship. I really feel like you can have that with a person of the opposite sex.
Okay. What about you guys?
I totally agree.
I'm like half. I think it really depends on the personality because I have many situations where they were a lot of like, my friends too. They were friends before and they were friends for like so long, like 3-4 years. But then the thing is they know that guy friend has a really good personality and they're like, you know what? Like maybe,
why not?
Why not? Because this person has been like the same like for like as long as I've known them. Why not?
Yeah, you've only met assholes and dicks down the line and then you suddenly look at your side and there's like your best friend who's been a good personality for years.
But if you've been friends with him for that long, doesn't that mean that you're not sexually attracted to him?
But then things can change too.
Okay.
It depends if you guys are like going down the same like path or whatever. That's why a lot of people are like, if I'm not married by I'll like marry my best friend or a lot of people say that because I feel like they know personality wise they're so compatible, but they don't do it like in the moment,
because
it
like
can happen.
Like I admit, like after my 30s. Okay, this is getting sad, but
no, me too. Like I know what you mean. Though.
Yeah, by my 30s, my standards for meeting a person was looks at the top. Like it was looks and then maybe wealth or stuff. But,
I think that's number one now.
The priority has changed. The pyramid has changed now. It's more compatibility, personality, comfortable with them, and then it's wealth.
No, me too though. I used to always really look at looks and now
looks
are... Okay, so I'm in my 20s.
Everyone's gonna be turning into ajushi.
All my life, it's like I need to be sexually attractive. That's priority 0.
That's gonna be that's gonna diminish when you're in.
Really?
But then
that's so sad.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, the sex drive is gonna go down regardless.
It's gonna go down
when you're older.
That has an expiration date.
So you just decide that he or she is like, oh, we have similar values, so let's just get married.
No, it's not about that. It's like you've met enough people to learn that everyone has like
pitfalls.
No,
you get over the honeymoon phase.
Yeah, the appearances and sex. Like, exactly, like honeymoon phase. It's over. People are the same. So it's better off to have a person you can have a genuine relationship.
But you can't find a person who has all
But you would
those
still
things.
have some standards for looks or like sexual attraction.
You have to be attracted to the person you're dating.
And that could go down to like your best friend level looks. That's what we're saying.
But don't give up. Kelsey,
I don't want to know.
But Kelsey, don't give up because you don't have to.
What do you mean?
I'm not giving up. I'm so young.
I'm so young.
As in, there is a guy who will fit all those boxes.
I know.
Yeah.
The fortune teller told me yesterday that I will get a boyfriend by the end of next year.
So by the end of next year?
That's a long time.
Like this time last year, I really almost had given up on like finding someone who ticked all the boxes.
We're so impatient.
I think there needs to be some compromise at some point.
Yeah.
You can't tick all the boxes.
Yeah.
No.
Right now, my boyfriend basically ticks all.
Okay, but I'm turning more into like let's avoid the red flags.
Of course,
let's tick all the boxes.
I think it's the most because especially if you're like a relationship or like married life partner down the line, it's about how well you resolve conflicts, how well you resolve arguments. That's the most important.
The thing is, so even if you're married to this person for 5 years, 10 years, you don't really know them like as like a person, like their whole self sometimes too.
Yeah.
It's just like a thing. Like you were like, oh my God, I didn't know that they're this type of person.
Yeah.
So
and people change when they have children, when something happens, when a crisis
so you can't
happens.
just expect them to just, you know, be
honest. So speaking of change, going back to the topic, a lot of people on the comments were telling their own episodes and their stories. The comment exactly says, oh, there will be people saying after hearing this, oh, but I have a friend I've known for X amount of years and we're best friends forever. Well, beware, that friend might suddenly confess to you at the right moment or the moment you are single. I've seen this happen numerous times. And have you guys seen this happen among your friends? Like friends becoming lovers?
She's from experience.
What?
What? Are we revealing that? Okay. I wasn't gonna reveal that.
Okay, I'll cut that out if you don't want.
Yeah, I mean, personally for me, I was dating somebody and then I broke up with them, and then I ended up dating my best.
Oh, that's so
relationships
awesome.
stem from a friendship that she had for a long time.
That's
for a very
awesome.
long time. But that was only because for me, in the beginning it was really weird because I was always the type of person I wanted to be like attracted to them from the first time I met them, like, you know, love at first sight type of thing. I had to feel that energy and that attraction. So it was very different type of relationship for me because it went from friendship to like a relationship. So
yeah, I've never personally experienced that for me.
What about indirectly, your friends or anybody else around you that has...
Soobin. She's the only case I know.
Okay.
It kind of debunks everything that I've been, you know, saying in the first half, but okay.
Yeah,
but it did happen.
But yeah, of course, I'm sure it does happen. Yeah.
Sure I mean, I've seen so many like music videos, even from like the Western, you know, pop star music videos. It's like, oh, there's like this nerd friend, like guy that like is, you know, lovesick over like a girl and she's the hot shot, and then they go over for years and then the girl gets damaged by some dude and then they
Has that ever happened to you?
No, I would not date my best friend.
I've had a guy friend because I was diagnosed with like depression a couple of months ago, and then I've had a guy friend that I thought was a really good friend try to like use that as like, if you're lonely, I could like take care of you, and like I just cut him off. That was so disgusting. He's not your friend anymore. Yeah, that was so disgusting. But it's apparently one of the tactics that guys like intentionally or without even knowing, they're like, oh, she's vulnerable, I want to like be there for her and stuff like that. But for me, it was just such a turn off that he would
like trying to take advantage
for
of your
me. That's how I felt. So I just blocked him. It was so weird.
Good job on blocking that weirdo, Kelsey. Nowadays, so many people try to take advantage of you and exploit your vulnerabilities before you can even block them. This issue isn't limited to human relationships, it's also a critical problem in terms of cybersecurity. Simply connecting to random free Wi-Fi in public spaces or clicking on imposter links can result in the theft of your personal information and data. Or if a website that has your account information gets compromised, your passwords might end up on the dark web and be used to break into other websites. So how can you prevent all of this from happening? Always check for lock and HTTPS near the destination URL and use our sponsor for today's video, NordVPN. By subscribing using nordvpn.com/KoreanPizza, you can browse privately, bypass censorship, use public Wi-Fi securely, and securely download and upload files. On top of that, NordVPN also enables you to access your favorite content, such as K-dramas and shows, on streaming platforms that provide English subtitles, by simply changing your location. So get one bonus month on top of a 2-year plan here at nordvpn.com/KoreanPizza. It's also risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. So why not sacrifice just 1 cup of coffee a month and start protecting your browsing with NordVPN today? It's a no-brainer. Simply click the link in the description box below, nordvpn.com/KoreanPizza, and take control of your online security. Now back to the podcast.
Some people might say like, oh, he's just being nice.
No, he was like, talk to me, what's happening, I care.
I understand both
that's
points.
Quite nice.
No, but like, okay, that is nice. It's hard to explain the nuance, but he was trying to like come to my house.
No,
and
that's
then, like,
crossing the line. No.
I'm like, I don't want that.
No,
yeah, and I didn't even tell him that I was depressed. He just saw that from my content, and he was like writing this like, are you okay? I'm so worried about you. And I'm like,
that's too much.
Yeah,
that's too much.
He
was your friend
for through it, you know.
Yeah, he was your friend for how long?
A year.
Yeah, that's a good friend then.
Yeah, he was a good friend, and we would just talk like intermittently, and like we weren't that close.
So that dude was probably simping over you, and he was waiting for his shot. That's what a lot of dudes do.
Yeah. A lot of guys are waiting for a shot.
Yeah, they wait for that vulnerable moment, and then
and it works oftentimes.
Sometimes it works. Like
as
you need
said,
that emotional
that's the pop
support.
Song, like the girl gets damaged, and then blah blah blah.
But you have to be very careful in how you approach it, because like if you come off too try hard or cross the line, then it's like using her vulnerability. But if you're genuinely caring about her and try to be subtle about it and everything, I think that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Last comment. My mom and dad used to be friends.
And then they got you.
That's how I met your mother.
So okay, that was a funny comment to end at this. But okay, so I think we've shared our general thoughts about this maybe. So just to clarify, what, like, is it a yes or no, like, from Anna? Men and women can be friends.
I also want to put this too. I feel like Korean people think very differently too. Because I remember I was like talking to somebody who was like a Korean guy.
Yeah.
And it was really creepy because I was hanging out with my friends and I just told him where I was. He ended up coming to the place. Like I was like, oh yeah, I'm at like, court or whatever. And he ended up coming and my friends were like, hey, like the guy that you're talking to is like behind you. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then, cause I didn't even tell him to come. And he came and then he was scoping out everybody that I was with. Like, I was with like a bunch of guy and girlfriends. And then he's like, oh, you didn't tell me you were going to be with guy friends. And then and then he's like, I didn't know. And I was like, yeah.
He wasn't even her boyfriend.
Yeah. And I was like,
you were in some?
Yeah. No, it wasn't even like that. We were just like,
I think he thought it was some.
Just texting.
Yeah.
And I was so shocked. And the whole time he would tell Anna too, he's like, oh yeah, don't, make sure that like Soobin doesn't get her, remember, asked by a bunch of guys.
Whoa.
And I was like, oh my God, if I date somebody like this, it's going to be so difficult. I'm probably not going to be able to meet any of my guy friends. That's why Korean guys always end up lying too, right? Because their girlfriends get so mad. So,
oh my God, I've had this instance.
And then I thought to myself, I was like, wow, if I end up like just even dating this person, I could have the possibility of like lying because... it's just like not it.
Yeah, like I have a really good example from my university. I became best friends with this guy. He's not Korean, and we became best friends because we were taking this class together, and we were like mutually best friends. And the three of us were gonna go hiking. Me and two other male friends from that class, and then one couldn't come, so it was just me and that male friend. He has a Korean girlfriend. She started crying because he was going hiking with a female, and I'm just like, we had class together.
Not even surprised.
And then so he was like so confused because he wasn't from Korea, and he's like, what do I do? Like, and I'm like, I don't know. So he came to the hike anyway because he can't change his whole lifestyle because he's dating this person. So we went on the hike. And then we just came back down.
And he's like,
the girlfriend was like texting him the whole time. And he's like, I don't know what to do. I really like her, but this is like unimaginable in my culture. Anyway, he went home. She was like, I understand because it's a culture difference, but in the bed, she was crying the whole night. And now he feels bad that he doesn't hang out with me one-on-one anymore. And that's so annoying because we always have to just superficially include this other person.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
And he's also considering just lying.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I really do think Korean guys find it slightly they have a much more problem with like their girlfriend having guy friends.
And Korean girls too.
Like, Korean girls too. It's the exact same.
I have to admit too. I mean,
like for example,
I wouldn't be threatened or anything, but
there's a saying in Korea, like after the age of 6, like girls and guys shouldn't even sit together.
Oh,
like that Confucianism mindset. That's why we have such a gender divide. Guys and girls don't like talk to each other or like have become like genuine friends. Like a lot of my guy friends that have a lot of female siblings or female friends, it's much nicer to talk with them. And I really like having guy friends because it's about communication and getting to know each other's like perspectives. But if you're so in a circle where you're circle jerking off each other based on like, I'm a female and I'm a male, it's not gonna
I agree because sometimes I love having girlfriends, but sometimes I really appreciate having guys' opinions on topics too. Because a lot of the times girls can be like, they give me one certain perspective and the guys give me a completely different perspective on life, on work, whatever. So I really do appreciate both opinions. Even with my boyfriend, because he knows I have a lot of like guys around me. And even, like last week, Danny came to my house at 11 to do a live. to do a live together.
I'm just kidding.
Don't stir shit. And I told him the night before, I was like, I have this, like, I guess he's a friend or colleague or someone I work with a lot. He's coming around to mine, and it's like in the morning at 11. And I told him up front because I have nothing to hide. Because for me, it's like literally nothing.
It's trust.
Yeah. And he was just like, oh, okay. Like, but I think because I told him, like, I've never cheated on any boyfriends ever. That's never going to happen. And like for me, this is like completely just like work and like business type thing. And I was like, people who are going to cheat are going to cheat regardless, even if you try to stop them from cheating. You know, the perilla leaf argument.
Let's not even get into that. That's so petty. But I want to ask you guys, what are your boundaries? So for example, would you allow your boyfriend to have a girlfriend in his house one-on-one for the night?
For the night?
Yeah.
To sleep?
Sleepover. They're besties. They've known each other for 5 years. Nothing has happened. Would you allow that to happen?
I think
so did her, like, she can't get any taxi or something, then
Yeah, I mean,
if there was a situation where like it has to happen, and
like I wouldn't like it, you know, like I don't feel like any girlfriend would like it, but I think you would trust them, you know, to act well.
I would trust him to just not do anything.
What about a trip together?
I mean, my boyfriend was like, that's not even questionable. He was like, this is a ridiculous question.
That's out of the question?
Out of the question.
Like one-on-one?
I was trying to ask you to go on a trip with me.
Wait, like one-on-one?
Yeah.
To where?
Yeah, just to anywhere. Like,
I think if they're in a relationship, though, one-on-one is a little bit difficult.
Well, are they going to share a hotel room or different room?
I mean,
it doesn't matter really.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, like, you're in like a different country. I feel like if you're going with a bunch of friends, then it might be fine. You know, a bunch of guy friends, girlfriends. But then if it's just two, that's a little bit
even if he or she is like ugly.
We're back at that.
This is like back to this again, but like
yeah.
To be honest, I think I could understand because I still like I have faith that he won't do anything.
Yeah.
But for my boyfriend, he was like, no, you can't do that. Yeah.
And then when the scenery changes, you can become more 설렜어.
Yeah, like sentimental.
I mean? Yeah, like you're in a different country, like things look more beautiful.
Yeah, and you're excited anyways from that environment. And then the person next to you, you're like, oh my god, maybe I'm excited because of him. Yeah. You're not. Okay.
So I guess you guys are admitting that you have like the slightest, like at least 5% doubt that something might happen.
I mean, never say never. Nothing's impossible.
Never. Okay.
Yeah, nothing's impossible. But I would have trust.
Okay.
Yeah.
So enough with the situations. It's getting too dramatic. But would it be okay if you had a boyfriend that has a lot of female friends?
Yes, I would prefer that.
So the amount doesn't matter. Like he has like 30 female friends that he meets every single week. Like
that doesn't matter. The gender doesn't matter. I would be worried if the ratio is like 100% female friends and 0 male friends. That's really weird. Like, but anything between that, it's fine.
Okay.
And like having some female friends is way better than a guy being like, I have no 여사친, I have no female friends. Like some Korean girls see that as a green flag. I do not.
It is a green
Kelsey,
flag for
what
a
if
lot
your
of people.
boyfriend, right? He spends a lot more time with his friends than he spends with you, for example.
Well, I've never had that instance.
I also want to say too is like, let's just say you see all these girls too, but they're really attractive in your eyes,
and he spends way more time with them, his friends, than you.
Like,
would you get pissed?
Why would he do that?
Because some people do
that.
Good
You wouldn't
friends,
like it then, right? You wouldn't like it. If they were like super duper attractive, like these girls are like, oh, 내가 봐도 너무 예뻐, like, you know, like you wouldn't like it then, no?
Is it one-on-one?
No, like in a group.
No, it doesn't matter if it's a guy or a girl. If he's not prioritizing me, I don't understand why.
It's about prioritization.
I actually had my first ever boyfriend. This is in London. He had all of his friends were all girls actually.
Okay.
And I got really stressed out.
Yeah, you get stressed.
I would get so stressed.
I would get really stressed.
I think that my self-confidence would probably go down too. Even though I would have it, just seeing all like the girls that he's with, you could just be thinking, oh, he could find some of these girls more attractive. Like, obviously
he chose you.
Yeah, personality wise and other stuff. But then if he finds somebody with the same amount of personality, with the same amount of everything, he can go to one of the other girls.
Oh, do you know when it's like the most annoying? If he's talking about like I caught my boyfriend like saying stuff about me to one of my girlfriends, and I got so pissed.
I know, that too.
Yeah, but I get where you guys are coming from, because like in the past I had a girlfriend who used to be a model, and her boyfriends were all models, and she had to meet them for business or like, you know, just hanging out, and they were attractive, like 185, 90 minimum. Guys had like 가로수길 everywhere, wearing like those bomber jackets and And
very specific.
And yeah, I was like comparing myself to them. And I'm like, why?
Well, then it's your problem.
Would she like hang out with me with those attractive guys?
Well,
and
but that's a self-confidence.
I know it is a
issue
self-confidence
as well.
problem, but if you put yourself in my seat and see all those attractive guys, you would doubt yourself at least once. But at the end, I found out they were mostly gay, so it was okay.
Yeah.
So
Also, I feel like you can have guy friends, you just can't see them as much as you would, you know, like if you were in a relationship, you're not seeing them like all of these guy friends every single week. You can see them like once in a while, like once a month, or like, you know, hang out with them, but not like every day, every week type of thing.
Yeah.
But I think in a relationship, like the most important thing is you just have to be honest.
Yeah,
you can't hide or lie about who you're meeting. I think once that starts happening, that is like down the drain.
Yeah. I wonder what the viewers might think, because like a lot of people from different cultures, mostly I think the best comparison would be the Western culture, obviously. So I wonder if they would be like, oh, there's no limits, like it's okay, like totally fine. Or would they be like us? I mean, we're a little bit like Westernized too, right? But the Korean and the middle and like the whole like,
I know there's a more
it's a
extreme
spectrum
too. Like other countries have like more extreme. Like,
yeah, some people who are like, I'm not even monogamous or whatever. But Koreans are like on the other extreme where they're like, no friends.
Yeah.
If it's the opposite
Yeah.
gender.
I mean, the girls in like the West, for example, they have, oh, my guy best friend, and then they're just like, they're always like hugging each other and like very touchy-feely.
If that happened in a Korean couple group, the Korean girl would go up to that bitch and say like, bitch, who the fuck are you? Back off from my dude. Like, why are you laying your finger on my... Yeah, that would happen. And he would get scolded to like death at home.
But oftentimes in that Western case, the guy's gay or something, so the girl's like hugging him and stuff. Like for real.
Yeah. That happens a lot. But it's interesting because like the cultural difference in Korea, there's even a word for this. Kelsey said it before. It's 여사친, 남사친. And if you think about the fact, 여사친 means 여자, 사람, 친구.
So
That's
a girl who's a friend.
Yeah, girl,
female
person, friend.
Yeah, girl, person,
the fact
friend.
they put person in the middle. So it means...
Not a girlfriend.
Yeah, it's not a girlfriend, it's a person friend. And 남사친 is the same. It's a 남자, 사람, 친구. So the fact that we distinguish that through vocabulary itself shows the mindset, how it's set already, the premise of it.
So
but my North American friends are just like, oh, yeah, he's just a guy friend.
Guy friend.
Okay.
There's
a female friend.
But I think worldwide people don't really like it, but it's just Koreans are a lot more like
strict,
paranoid, more pronounced and more public with their
it's
distaste.
So normalized that guys and girls cannot be friends. I don't understand. It's like the paradigm here.
So whenever like among dudes, like a dude, like we meet for soju and stuff, and he sees my Instagram and is like, who's the girl who you were with yesterday on the story? And I would have to clarify, oh, she's my 여사친.
Right.
And
then they'll be like, really?
If I just say like 친구 would work too, because like I wouldn't like, you have to be specifically girlfriend or 여사친. You have to distinguish. So a lot of people say that for you guys as well. Like, because you guys are like influencers and flashy.
Yeah, and there was that incident that one time.
What incident?
You can cut this out, but
go on.
This
can't go in, but yeah. But that happens a lot. And circling back, a lot of couples fight because of this 여사친, 남사친 issue.
So many fights.
But hypothetically, if you were to date someone that had this kind of mindset that doesn't allow a lot of 여사친, 남사친s, how would you cope with it? How would you deal with the person?
You remember when we did Ramen and Chill, Tiffany was talking about the struggle of having a Korean boyfriend, and she had a lot of guy friends.
Yes.
And she really, really struggled with this issue. Yeah, because he didn't let her see any of them.
And how would you deal with it? Would you try to persuade him or like force your values, or would you like fold a little bit?
I would really try to show that I am devoted to you, and like I will never like do anything that will like jeopardize our relationship.
How do you show that though? Like you only have words, right? Or
words and just how you behave. Like whether if you're with guy friends, you're just constantly reassuring, like, hey, I'm just being completely honest. I'm not hiding anything from you.
But that itself is a pain in the ass, right?
It is, but it's like the amount of effort that you have to get your boyfriend to be like, oh, okay, I can actually trust her with this.
Okay. So
and if that doesn't work, then I guess
show it with actions and try to convince him.
So, yeah, you have to make effort to try and like gain trust.
Okay, what about you guys?
What I like to do is I like to introduce all of my guy friends to my boyfriend immediately, straight up. And then if I'm hanging out with somebody that he hasn't met yet, I would tell him, hey, so I'm going to be meeting a guy friend. I met him through, doing work for YouTube, like DKDKTV, and we're just gonna be filming like podcasts. I've known him for like 2 years, and we're just gonna be doing this at this time. I just like tell him facts like straight up, so he doesn't have to worry. He knows exactly how I met this person, who he is. I think a lot of guys or girls are intimidated by people that they've just met recently and like new people, so I would want to let them know that I've been friends with this person for quite a while or some time, and just let them know everything, and then they'll be like, oh, okay, like that's okay, I got it, like you've known this person before you met me, and then they'll let me go out or something.
Okay.
For me, depends on how extreme their beliefs are. I'm willing to compensate if they're Korean. Of course, I know where they're coming from, and it's not like North American guys are not worried about that, or European guys that I've dated. When I'm on a business trip in some other country and I'm dating this Western person, he would still call me because he's like worried, and he wants, even if we have that trust and communication, I don't think it's a red flag that they're worrying about that possibility. It's fine. But once I've dated, like we weren't in a relationship, but once I was getting to know this Korean guy, he was 5 or 6 years older than me, and then I was telling him about like my university era where we would drink a lot, like guys, friends and girlfriends all together, and then like guys and girls would just sleep over at my place because it was like no taxi, and I had 2 rooms, so they could all sleep in the other room. And then the Korean guy was freaking out, being like, oh my god, you like, why do you trust your guy friends to just stay at your house like that? And I'm like, because they're my university friends, and I've been through years of
like I've known
years them. Of like work with them, and like I trust them obviously, and we're like best friends. And then he's like, he was saying such extreme things like it only takes one case of you being raped and then you won't have that same trust in guys anymore. That's and like extreme. All those guys that are like hanging around you are in some way or another, they're interested in you than more than a friend, because apparently to him, he's only friends with girls that he sort of thinks is attractive. So like all those things you were saying was such a turn off to me. Like what are you even saying? I couldn't even relate. So you were saying all of your girlfriends, you chose them because of their looks or something. So I just stopped meeting him. So if it's that extreme, I can't even communicate it out.
I think this proves the point that this is like a valid talk here, because a lot of people might brush it out and say like, is this even a debate topic? Like this is a no-brainer.
It's so common.
It's so common.
Like
it's so prevalent.
The biggest thing.
Yeah, it is the biggest thing.
The girl crying because this dude went hiking with me. This guy saying you're gonna get raped if you let a guy college friend stay over. It's so common. They don't even hesitate before saying that.
Right. So even if you were totally fine with it, if you were to date with a Korean person, there's a big probability that they would be very, insecure.
Well, they're just stuck in their paradigm.
Yeah, stuck about that 여사친, 남사친 thing. And recently I've seen my friend, I don't know if I can say that. Yeah. Recently my friend broke up literally because of this issue. And I've heard him like, complaining over alcohol. Like, I just don't get her, why would...
She has a lot of guy friends?
No, he doesn't even have a lot of female friends. Like he used to go to this like 동아리 circle, a board game club or something. And that was like years ago, and he was on a trip with his girlfriend, and like how you put the navigation on the phone, right? And then you're vulnerable. You can see all the text messages coming up. That's your man's like most vulnerable moment. Like I always get my like alarms up whenever I have like if a Tinder alarm like comes out, like
you're done.
But anyways, like he was doing that, and then suddenly like KakaoTalk messages came up, and then the girl was like, what is that? And then a new group chat was made, and it was with those girls he met during the board game circle. And the girl was like, what the like, who are these girls? Why are they making a group chat with you? Like, why didn't you tell me about them? Like, did you lie to me? Like, how can I trust you beyond this? Like, and then it expands into the multiverse, and then it's like
so many assumptions and story making.
Yeah, like, how do I know you haven't been lying about your past relationships? Like, how do I know you guarantee you're not going to meet them in the future? Like all that kind of stuff. And then they couldn't sort that out, and they eventually broke up.
I think if you can't. Also, I really do think it depends on each person's like confidence, self-worth also. That plays a huge factor.
And the amount of jealousy, like, if they're like jealous type of person or not. I know some girls who literally look at the following count. They have an extra account.
Back in the day when Instagram showed like who he commented on and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I know some girls, they go to like that extreme, and then they keep like tabs on like certain girls that they feel like might be.
That's not even rare. That's common.
Yeah,
I would say.
very common.
Well, I think it's normal to feel that jealousy. I think it's sort of natural because we've all been there when we first dated and fell in love at 18, 19, blah, blah, blah. But the problem in Korea is that it's so normalized. Nobody tries to get out of that mindset. And they just like abuse each other and become toxic to each other.
So what is your boundary, David, in terms of like friends? Girlfriend and having guy friends, what is your boundary?
So what would I allow my girlfriend?
Yeah.
Just meeting casually, like, have
is drinking is okay?
Drinking, as long as she texts me.
Yeah,
like she checks, I check up on her and she's like responding.
What about like texting or like constantly keeping contact with like a lot of guys?
That's a nuisance too, but that's okay as long as she says like
and like in terms of skinship, what is like the limit?
I don't like seeing skinship happening to my girlfriend. Like I get defensive over that, honestly. Like hugs are okay because now I'm accustomed more to the Western culture, but like unnecessary touching, like that kind of stuff.
But a lot of like if
I just do that. It's a default.
Okay, what if like your girlfriend had like a 친한 오빠 and then he would like 으이구 막 이렇게 했었어요.
Then I would fight that dude.
Really?
It's just who the fuck are you to touch my girlfriend's hair?
No, that's affectionate even for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you?
Are you okay with your guy friend being like,
oh?
No,
no. I think your boyfriend would not like it, Soobin. Yeah.
I would, maybe I'm more Korean than you think, but like I got triggered listening to that. Yeah, but like unnecessary touching to me is like an action of seducing,
flirting.
Like the 깻잎, the perilla leaf thing. I asked that question.
That's kind of stupid.
I asked my boyfriend. No, I asked my boyfriend. Like, what is your opinion on this?
No, that's not physical. That's not physical touching. That's like gentleman. It's like chivalry.
I think it does more with the shrimp. Is like the shrimp one is I feel
What's
like
a shrimp? Oh
and
my
I heard the
god!
padding one.
Okay, go on with the perilla leaves and shrimps.
Let me just explain what the situation is.
I'll make this into a short.
Yeah. So, for example, if I'm with my girl best friend, and then let's say I'm with my boyfriend, and then she's struggling because perilla leaves are like sticky. They're like all come like stacked up, and so if she's struggling with the chopsticks to like get one out, just like a single one out, and then my boyfriend like leans over and like helps her with the chopstick, and like he like puts it on her plate so she can have it.
No, it's not on their plate. He holds the perilla leaf.
He holds the perilla leaf, and then so she can pick up the single one. And then most Korean girls say that is simply not acceptable because he's like, that's like a very affectionate, like just let her do her thing. Why do you need to like go out of your way to like help her? And for me, I was like, this is actually ridiculous.
But that was a whole ass debate in this nation. Everyone was talking about it.
Even BTS did this in a video. They talked about this.
Stupid.
And V and Jungkook, they were like, this is not okay.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, no, not okay.
Okay, wait, then it's not okay for me either.
I feel like they wouldn't understand the situation, but if I were to change it to like a Western example, let's say you and your boyfriend and a friend that's a girl went, and we went to McDonald's, and then the girl is struggling to open the ketchup package, and then your boyfriend opens the ketchup package and then squeezes it for the friend that's a girl. Would you get offended? Like I would not because I don't like seeing someone struggle.
It's literally a nothing deal to me.
Yeah, but BTS said that's not okay. They don't like the ketchup. Like,
but I heard. Okay, what about this? What about this case scenario? Like padding jacket. She's struggling with the zip, and then your boyfriend comes and like he like does the zip.
Okay, the padding is like a little.
That's worse, right?
It was a long padding. So
the proximity is different.
It's a lot longer.
Yeah.
It's not like a whoop. It's like a it's a lot longer.
And you have to get like this close to do it for her. So
that's very affectionate.
It is.
Yeah,
it's like tying the shoelace for her.
It's like a K-drama scene,
Wait, have you guys heard the shrimp one?
No, go for it.
Okay, so basically you're with a bunch of friends, and then your best friend is also there, and your boyfriend's also there. And shrimps take a lot of like effort to peel. So your boyfriend like peeled the shrimp and then put it on her plate.
For me, this is the same as the perilla leaf. I really don't care about this.
Yeah. You know what I said?
Shrimps actually take a lot of time to
it's like a lot of handwork, right?
Yeah. Do it yourself. Girls can do anything. Like why can't you peel a shrimp? Like why?
Or I'll be like, you can be like, hey, here's a YouTube tutorial.
Yeah,
watch it and do it.
Why do you need? I mean, perilla leaves. You need two people to assist doing it, right? But shrimps, you can do it yourself, right? So
for me, I draw the line at the padding jacket thing.
Yeah, I don't like the padding jacket. Yeah.
I said as long as he peels my shrimp first, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
That's a good standard.
Let's say it's a shared shrimp platter, and then he starts peeling one, and then he gives it to my friend first. That's weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
He has to give it to me first, and then you can give it to everybody else around. I'm like, thank you, but yes, like me first.
And then with the parental leave thing, so my boyfriend was like, that's not okay, you can't do that. And then I was like saying to him, I was like, but this is so ridiculous. And he was like, oh, actually, I kind of see your point. And he was like, okay, the difference is whether the person, they're making eye contact while this is happening.
Why would you make eye contact during like that's a psychopath.
He was like ripping the ketchup and being like,
he was like, that's not okay. He was like, that's not okay.
Of course it's not okay. It's just not a normal person at that point. What?
So that's the difference.
Obviously, your boyfriend's a Korean then, right?
Yeah, but then he was like, okay, I understand your point about the parental leave, but he was like, as long as you're not making eye contact.
You were the first time where his paradigm was challenged.
Yeah.
Most Koreans don't have that opportunity.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was like, nobody has ever said what you just said to me. So he finds it very...
The lack of perspective, different perspectives.
Everyone's drinking, and then you know how in Korea you usually do Jan, right? You do like a cheers. What if like he sees like your best friend trying to like drink by herself, so like he goes like,
join?
Yeah, he like
that's fine.
That's okay.
I think nice.
Oh, this was actually an episode like
이것도 솔직히.
So when her glass is like empty, they fill it up or something.
or like something like that.
Nice.
That's nice.
That's a big deal.
No, I'm just trying to put in a scenario. Like, what would you do?
That's fine. Like he's just being inclusive of everyone.
Okay. Yeah.
I thought seriously, like people who are gonna cheat regardless of what you do. Seriously, that is the bottom line. You try to stop your boyfriend.
I think the line I think they consider those parental leave and these things like emotional cheating. But like as a friend, you can care for a person that's an opposite gender.
Seriously, it's just
like why are you jealous?
Yeah, literally humanity. You're just looking out for someone. It doesn't mean that they want to suddenly kiss them.
They just want you to look out for them. That's what it is.
Only that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I think if you're really secure with yourself, I really don't think.
I mean, I think most of the viewers would already agree with you guys. They would think this is ridiculous. But I'm telling you,
guys can be honest with us. If you guys say no to the pearl leaves and no to the shrimps, no to the alcohol. You know, that's also valid too, because that's just,
BTS said that. It's
I'm telling you, this was a nationwide debate.
It really
It wasn't taken. It was taken seriously.
Very seriously.
Yeah.
We need a really Korean person here being like, I don't like it.
Yeah, like actually, you know what? Who's the most Korean person we know?
Actually, Danny is really conservative in regards to
No,
his
he's not.
Yeah, he is. Like with what he lets his girlfriend do. He's way more like strict. He's like, you can't go out with your guy friends.
I don't think that's Korean. That's like, okay, I'll stop here. I don't want to but Danny is not Korean. Like,
I should bring that guy that I was dating for a while, and he was like, you can't let your guy friend sleep over. He would say similar things.
To the sleepover, I feel like it'll be really like more people say no than yes.
But he's my college. They're my college friends, first of all. And I have 2 separate rooms. And like, I don't know, maybe I have so much trust
These situations
on my male
never end.
friends.
Yeah,
once you add in details.
Episode,
okay. I mean,
we've been through trauma and shit together of like professors giving us so much. Like we're like war buddies. We're not gonna fuck. Like we're comrades.
We could probably talk for so many hours about this.
Yeah,
but I think the biggest factor, like going back to the first start, like you know how we saw the statistics. And how they said 60% of men are not okay with this and 40% of women are not okay with this. It just says that like men are just more
against opposite gender friends.
No, they're just like, they know that they're vulnerable towards their sexual desires. And I think women are like more self-controlled. So I think that's just common thing among humanity all over the world. So
I mean, if you're really horny, you can just do yoga, meditation, not masturbate. You don't have to like go and ruin your friendships.
Wait, when you're horny, you do yoga? Does that
it
help?
helps. Yeah,
like
to calm it down, or like
to calm it down.
I thought to make you like,
because oftentimes I get horny because I'm stressed and I'm like, okay, I just need to do something, like have sex or something, and then I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna do yoga, and then I calm down, and then I'm like, okay, I have this problem and I'm gonna solve it like 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. It's like I don't have to have sex as a coping mechanism.
That's a very logical.
A lot of people have
process.
sex as a coping mechanism when they're stressed.
That's very interesting. But what do you mean by Buddha? Buddha didn't have those issues.
Yeah, so he's so like meditative and so like spiritual and like above like all his urges of the world, like whether it's material stuff or sexual desire or all that.
Yeah.
Learn to control or let go, basically.
Okay. So this was a fun talk. I mean, I think we could do 5 episodes out of this.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, but
next time we should get a really Korean
person. Like who? Think of someone.
But if
around
they
you.
speak English,
like
at
Jin,
least, they're not.
You can't get more Korean than Jin.
He's not that Korean.
We have to bring one of our parents in or something.
But she has a point. Like the moment you speak English, you're more like you have more access to information around the world.
Yeah.
And you're like more
You're not stuck in your paradigm.
Yeah. So I think we need to like get a only Korean speaking person, but that's going to be hard to like translate and stuff. So anyways, you get our perspectives and you basically understand that the opposite side is what Koreans are saying. So yeah. And I think it's changing over the years as well.
Yeah, I think it's
like,
definitely
people are
changing.
getting more acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let's not stress over girlfriends and guy friends, okay? And let's have a
but if you're a foreigner watching this looking for a Korean girlfriend or boyfriend, you need to consider this culture.
Yes,
very
definitely.
Yeah.
For sure. Yes. Okay.
Very much.
Tell us what you think about this topic. You think it's dumb? Say it's dumb. If you think it's valid. Hope this was some sort of help to you when you have potential relationships in Korea.
We're bridging the cultural gaps.
Yeah.
Yes. Try to cope it with I don't know, your own way, like how Anna did or Soobin did.
Yeah.
Or just break up. Or just don't meet the person in the first place if that's a big red flag for you. So yeah, that was it. And we will see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
So bye-bye.